What up, y'all? What up? What's going on with y'all? What's going on with y'all? How y'all feeling? How are you guys feeling? Make sure y'all tap into the live. Make sure y'all let me know where y'all are coming in from. And we are going to have a fantastic live tonight, baby. Make sure y'all tap in. Much love from Chicago. What up? Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Make sure y'all tap in. What up? What up? Let's give it like a minute or two, and then we're going to get into it. Shout out to LA, Clyde in LA. I see you. What else we got? Let's give it like another minute or so. Let me just make sure I sent out these notifications. Okay, we good. Much love for Los Angeles. Sean, shout out to Sean in Los Angeles. What else we got? Where else we got? Let's give it another minute. Somebody said, coming from a Hispanic, I blame Tariq Nasheed. Somebody said, we got Naptown in the building. Coming from a Hispanic, nothing wrong with claiming both sides. If one chooses to, I don't care. What's the big deal? I don't know. I don't care what the big deal is. Watts in the building. Shout out to Watts. Let's give it another minute or so. Birmingham in the building. Make sure y'all get the likes up. Somebody said what happened. We're going to get into it in a minute. Let's give it another, let me say 40 seconds or so. And then we're going to get into it. People catch up to the live as we are going on with it. I don't really expect too many people to tap in, but hey, the people that are here are going to have a good time. Well, so we got another, let me say 30 seconds, 40 seconds. Make sure y'all tap in. Let me know where y'all are coming in from. Get the likes up as y'all are coming in. And we're going to get into it. Let me do this here. Who posted this? Okay. Let me see what else. Yeah, people got pissed off with the Bleacher Report stuff that okay, Melo is a Puerto Rican and half black. Dallas, Texas in the building. What up? Let's give it 10 more seconds and we're going to get into this live. So, all right. So let's get into this live, man. This has been a crazy day. All kind of crazy stuff going on out there in the States with the shooting that took place. I think 3 kids were shot at a school, I think is it Denver? If I'm not mistaken, I just heard the news not too long ago. I didn't pay too much attention to it. I didn't like really delve into it. I just saw it in passing. I was preparing for this live. And then also what happened to Charlie Kirk. I didn't watch the video. Like I'm not going to watch the video. I'm just not going to watch the video. Just been watching a lot of people react to it. So it's just a crazy day, man. Crazy day. I hope everybody out there is safe. Make sure y'all are safe and in your best spirits. That's my wish for everybody out there. Make sure you guys are doing good. Okay. So this is a topic that really caught me off guard. Right? The reason this topic caught me off guard is because I never even knew that this would be a topic ever. I never knew we would reach a day in sports or in reality on earth where this would become an issue of like for people to be talking about. But as you guys know, over the weekend, the NBA had their Hall of Fame enrichment ceremony. We had players like Carmelo Anthony, Dwight Howard get inducted into the NBA Hall of Fame. I think they had a WNBA player there or a coach, I don't remember, get inducted as well. Then they had the Redeem team. The 2008 Redeem team get inducted as well. We even did shows about this, right? We did shows about this. Now, it is important to say that I'm not someone that watches Hall of Fame speeches. I've only seen a few. I saw Allen Iverson's Hall of Fame speech. I saw Michael Jordan's Hall of Fame speech. And I've seen maybe a few others, bits and pieces. I don't pay attention to Hall of Fame speeches. It's just something I don't do it, right? I don't have interest in it. I'm usually happy for the guys that make it in, and that's about it. Maybe some people do, I don't. So I didn't hear Carmelo Anthony's speech at all. So when I woke up today, I was seeing around the internet that Carmelo Anthony was a topic of discussion for what happened at the Hall of Fame ceremony because of his speech. And I'm like, well, what the hell happened? And people on the internet were talking about, well, Carmelo said he's a Puerto Rican and he didn't claim his American side and all this. I'm like, what's going on? And I want to give a big shout out to Ticket TV. I want to give a big shout out to Ticket TV because Ticket TV is the first person I saw talk about this story in the sports space. I saw, hey guys, let's try to get these likes up to 100 likes. Would appreciate that. Well, let's try to get these likes up to 100 likes. Would appreciate that. So Ticket was the first person I saw with a sports channel talk about, enshrinement. Okay, appreciate the correction. Enshrinement. Thank you. Carmelo's speech. Appreciate the correction there. So Ticket is talking about people are going off on Carmelo Anthony because he mentioned or he spoke about his Puerto Rican roots and his father that was Puerto Rican. Now, to be honest with you guys, I never knew Carmelo Anthony's backstory. All I knew about Melo was he was born in New York. I forgot what borough. I think maybe Brooklyn or somewhere else, but I think it's Brooklyn. And he grew up in Baltimore. That's all I knew. He grew up in Baltimore and he went on to play in Syracuse. Baltimore, for any of you guys know, is a rough place. I've been there many times. Baltimore ain't nothing to play with, right? So Carmelo got a lot of street in him, right? Carmelo got a lot of street in him. If you growing up in Baltimore, you got some kind of street in you, right? And we saw him when he was throwing hands and all that. So I already knew this. So people are making this deal about it. Ticket is fighting with people on his channel. And I'm like, so what's the hoopla about? So I did something which I rarely don't do. I went and watched the full speech. So I tuned into this speech to hear why people were in an uproar. And I tune in, and first of all, let me say, Carmelo's speech, minus this subject that we're talking about, was one of the most beautiful speeches I've heard from anybody give a speech. It sounded like it was genuine, like it was from the heart. I don't know if he prepared the speech or he didn't write it down, but it seemed like as if he were just speaking from his heart. It was cool. It was beautifully done. That was my take of his speech. I thought it was beautiful, to be honest with you. So I'm listening to this speech and I'm waiting for the part where the controversy ensued. Then Carmelo gets to the part where he starts to talk about his father. And he said, before he started talking about his dad, this is where the tears come in, or this is where the tears start. That's what he said. This is where the tears start. This is where the tears come in, or something like that. And he starts to talk about his dad, who I knew nothing about. And he mentioned his dad's name, Carmelo something, which is a different name than his Anthony. I think Anthony is his mother's name, last name, which I also didn't know. I didn't know he didn't even have his father's last name. I didn't know any of this. So he starts talking about his father. He starts talking about Puerto Rico and how this is for Puerto Rico and all that. Then I kept on watching the speech because when he was talking about his father, his mother was crying. His mother was crying. If you actually go back and watch the speech, his mother was crying. Then he gets to the part where he starts to talk about his mother. Then he gets to this part where he starts to talk about women and motherhood. Then he starts talking about being a father and children. And I'm listening to this speech and I'm saying to myself, what in the fuck is wrong with people? What is seriously wrong with people? Hey guys, let's try to get these likes up to 150 likes. I would appreciate that. What is seriously wrong with some people? Before, when he was talking about his mom, he said, "You are the reason I'm standing here." I wrote it down. I paused the speech where he said about his mom, "You are the reason I am standing here. That's what the man said about his mother. But then we're getting into this whole conversation about Carmelo Anthony is, what did they say Carmelo Anthony was doing? I guess Carmelo was black his whole life. And then the minute he went up there to give his speech, now all of a sudden, he started shouting out Puerto Rico. Let me say this, and I'm going to cuss a lot in this live. I don't care if it gets monetized or not. Whatever. Some of you niggas is weirdos, bro. Some of you new niggas is weirdos. I don't know where these niggas came from. I don't know who birthed you niggas. I don't know where y'all come from. But I never met these people outside in real life, bro. It's like these niggas exist on the internet. Excuse my presentation. But this is the only way I can address these people. In real life, don't nobody give a fuck about what y'all are talking about. In real life. Maybe on the internet, when niggas be sitting around beating their meat to these kind of topics and getting off. In real life, I don't know what y'all are talking about. This is not an issue at all. Go outside, take off your shoes, and put your feet on the ground, bro. There's real things going on in the world. This is not an issue. This is not an issue. People are trying to fight to pay their bills. People are trying to fight to stay alive. You saw what happened today in the United States with people getting shot at schools and Charlie Kirk, all kind of crazy stuff. There's real issues going on. And this is what we on. So I then started to try to understand, okay, so what exactly is the problem? So then people are talking about, oh, Carmelo got up on the stage. He was acting black his whole life. And then when he got on the Hall of Fame stage, he now switched it up to Puerto Rican. Yo, where you niggas come from? Let me speak for the New Yorkers in the building. If you're not from New York, sit this one out, champ. If you're not from New York, sit this one out. You don't qualify to be a part of this conversation. If you are not from New York or grew up in New York, you don't qualify to have an opinion on this conversation. Growing up in New York City is probably the most diverse place on earth. Not just in America, probably on earth. New York City. There's no kind of person you won't meet in New York. There's none. New York has every walk of life. Almost any food you want, you can get from New York. So New Yorkers, we don't know what y'all are talking about. People are talking about, oh, Carmelo talking with the black, bro. How he talk is how people talk in New York. Whether you black, Hispanic, Chinese, whatever. You seen China Mac talk? Have you ever seen China Mac talk before in your life? That's how New Yorkers talk. And also I'm not saying he ain't got no Baltimore in him, whatever. But his accent sounds more New York. Going to high school, my junior high school was in the Bronx. I went to PS 37, son. They changed the name for my junior high school. I actually had to look it up when my daughter was born, but let me pull it up here. But this is going to be a long live because I got a lot I want to get off my chest. They actually changed the name of my high school to PS 37. They changed it to multiple intelligent. This is my high school right here. My junior high. This is right here. PSX 37. Where is that at? This is in the Bronx, New York, baby. This ain't nobody up here just talking for the sake of talking. And when you go to New York, you meet a lot of people. There are a lot of Hispanic people. There are a lot of black people. There are a lot of white people. There are a lot of Italian people. That's New York City. Ain't nobody latching on to nothing. It's New York culture. That's what it is. It's New York culture. Now, I want to get to the next part of this conversation. People talking about Melo just started claiming his Puerto Rican side. Do you know Carmelo Anthony got a tattoo of Puerto Rico on him 20 years ago? Do you know Carmelo Anthony got a tattoo of Puerto Rico on him when he first got into the NBA? All of you dudes running around screaming and hollering, do you have a tattoo of America on you? All of you dudes that's in the comment section hollering, do you have a tattoo of America on you? You don't, right? I'm sure you don't. But he has a tattoo of that country on him. But why is the question? Why would Carmelo Anthony tattoo Puerto Rico, a place he didn't grow up in, on his body? Well, Carmelo was doing something some of you dudes need to practice doing. He was honoring his father. He was honoring his father. You see, some of you dudes be running behind your moms. Some of y'all be running behind your moms. That's the way I know that anybody that says you get your heritage from your moms, I know you dudes probably took your mom's last name. You dudes be running behind your mom still trying to suck her titties at age 30. The dude is paying homage to his father. Now, let me take it a level deeper. And who gonna unsubscribe? Get the fuck off the channel. Straight up and down. Get off the channel. I don't need your support. I don't want your support. You can shove it up your ass. If you into bigotry and all that other lame nigga shit, get off my channel. Go somewhere else. Go somewhere else. If you with that stuff and that's how you move and that's what you about, get off my channel. I don't want you. I don't need you. I'm not doing none of that. I'm more evolved of a person to be doing that clown shit. Now, here's the deeper part. People are saying Carmelo Anthony, they're calling the guy a tether. They're calling Carmelo Anthony one of the most excellent players to ever play basketball in the history of that league. They're calling him a tether. Now, why are they calling him that? Because he had the self-confidence in himself to shout out a place in Puerto Rico that has gone through a lot of hardship. Let me break it down for y'all what's really going on here. And I'm going to say it. All of those embarrassments to the black race, I'm talking to you. There are a lot of you dudes that are an embarrassment to the black race. A lot of y'all are an embarrassment to the black race. A lot of y'all. Your ancestors are rolling over in their graves right now, knowing that you niggas spawned from them. They're rolling over in their graves, knowing that you niggas spawned from them. Carmelo Anthony had the courage to shout out Puerto Rico. Most of these niggas is trying to shout out France, Italy, London, Germany, America. They want to shout out everywhere that people, when you mention a place, everybody will look highly upon them. That's what's happening right now. So to see a person stand up there with his chest out and say, to my father in Puerto Rico, they can't handle it. Why aren't you hailing the American flag? Because Carmelo is not ashamed of where he came from. That's the difference between him and you niggas. He not ashamed of his lineage. You niggas are. He not ashamed. He's not one of those people that will say who he is if he's from France. Because then it's popular. It's cool to say I'm from France. It's cool to say I'm from Europe. It's cool to say I'm from so-and-so place. But very few people will have the balls to actually rep where they're from. Now, I want to get to the next part. If you ain't feeling it, SMD and go somewhere else. Unsubscribe. I don't support bigots. I don't support myopic worldviews. Go to another channel and go be there and be dumb there. Go be there. Go be there. I'm sure they got membership jackets where you can be dumb altogether. Go there. Don't cry in the comments. Go there, my nigga. Don't cry. Go. Don't cry. Go. You ain't got to be in the comments crying. Just be out. Now, I started hearing something else. God forbid, in this life, you let a dumb nigga lead you. God forbid, in this life, you let a dumb nigga lead you. If you have a dumb person leading you in life, you're cooked. There are people that are saying Carmelo Anthony is not Puerto Rican. Through his mother's lineage, he's American. Let me break it down for y'all. When you're tracing your lineage and your history, they're tracing your father's lineage, not your mother's. Let me repeat it for the people in the back. When you're tracing your lineage, it is done through your father, not your mother. You can even go look it up in the Bible for religious people. They trace your father's lineage, not your mother's. But I know some of you dudes love running behind your moms. You the type of dudes that get married and take your wife's last name. You dudes. Every human seed of their father and is their flesh of their mother. Appreciate the comment. But now I'm hearing, no, you take your mother's lineage. You don't take your father's lineage. And I'm like, who said this? Let me tell y'all what happened. Because some people don't understand what the word lineage means. And they don't even understand what the word culture means. They're confusing culture versus lineage. There's a fundamental difference, and you don't need to have the two to be one of the either. Let me repeat it for the people in the back. This is what happens when you get led by niggas that didn't graduate high school. Follow educated people. Of all the black people in America, of all of the brilliant black people in America, of all of the brilliant minds, you niggas are running behind somebody that never even finished high school. Think about that. Ask yourself the question, what is it in me that I'm gravitating to somebody that never even finished high school? And that's the person that is informing my worldview of the world. Think about that shit. Think about it. It's unheard of. Every other place in the world, people are looking, they're following leaders, educated people, forward thinkers, great minds. No, we're going to follow some nigga that ain't even graduate high school. That said it. I didn't even graduate high school or college or whatever the fuck it was. But this is who you're getting your worldview from. So let me get this straight. Culture and lineage are two separate things. Carmelo Anthony is culturally an American. His lineage is Puerto Rico. Now, I know dumb niggas can't understand that. So let me break it down for you again. Because this must be complicated. I was born in America. I have an American culture. But my lineage is in Nigeria. Now, you got some dumb nigga running around the internet saying, oh no, no. No. For you to have the lineage, you not only have to be born in the place, you have to have grown up in the place. If you said this outside in a place with educated people, they would think you're stupid. If you said this in a room full of educated people, they would think you're stupid. Let me tell y'all what happened. 2014, I got an American passport. I tried to go visit my dad in Nigeria. I hadn't been to Nigeria since I was a kid, maybe 4 years old. So to go to any country, what do y'all got to do? You got to go to what? Their embassy or their consulate, right? Right. We all agree on that. Fantastic. So if you're not from that country, you need a visa. Am I right or am I lying? Type yes if I'm correct, or no if I'm wrong. If you're not from a country, you need a visa. So I go to the Nigerian consulate, and they were refusing to give me a visa. They were refusing to give me a visa. So when I finally got an appointment, the guy said, "What do you want to go do in Nigeria?" I said, "I want to see my dad and my grandmother." The immigration officer turned and looked at me immediately and said, "Oh, you're Nigerian." Now, I was confused. Why is this man telling me I'm a Nigerian when I'm holding an American passport? And I had to go back and ask, I'm like, why is he calling me a Nigerian? They said, because if your father's from Nigeria, through his lineage, you are. Your ass don't got to grow up there. You dumb motherfuckers. You dumb motherfuckers. So I'm a Nigerian, but I never grew up there. I don't have the culture there, but my lineage is there. So I'm sitting back listening to this comment about Drake is not an American because his dad, who's an American, but he didn't grow up in America, so he not American. Because the lineage ain't got shit to do with where you grew up at. It ain't got nothing to do with where you grew up at. Lineage is where your line, your lineage is from. Lineage, linear. These niggas is dumb. Who don't know this? Who don't know this? Anybody that's traveled around the world knows this. Who don't know this? Who don't know this? My daughter, who was born in London. She's never stepped foot in the United States. She has an American passport. Now, for the dumb niggas in the comments, explain how that happened. How did my daughter get an American passport, although she wasn't born in America, nor did she ever live there? Dumb niggas, you niggas, Tariq niggas, answer that question. What does the U.S. immigration know that you niggas don't know? Or rather, what do you know that they don't know? Can you help me, please? Can you help me, please? How is it possible that my daughter that was born in the United Kingdom has an American passport? How did that happen? Let's explain. No, I want to hear from these dumb niggas. Let them cook. Cook in the comment. You can say your tether babble and all that other shit, my nigga. What else you got to say? I know we know you're going to say that. We know you're going to regurgitate what your pop said after you nutted in your mouth. What else you got to say? What else you got to say? Explain yourself. The stage is yours. Explain yourself. You gonna type tether back? Say something. Say something. We weighing. Say something. Exactly. Exactly. So Drake is a bloody American through his father, which is where you get your lineage from. I'm an American citizen, but I'm also a Nigerian, and I also have the passport through my dad's lineage. But of course, these niggas don't know that. They don't know that. They're even making fun of him saying, go back to Puerto Rico. They're so stupid, they don't even know Puerto Rico is part of America. But let me get to my larger point. We need to make a differentiation here. There are people that have bigoted views, that are flat out bigots, and they're trying to say they're African Americans. My nigga, you're not African American, bro. You're not. African Americans are not bigots like you niggas. A typical African American is not like you niggas. A typical African American doesn't go around spewing bigotry all over. They don't do it. A typical African American is not running around with the flag on top of their head every 5 minutes. They don't do that. Now, why don't typical African Americans do this? Why? Because they come from a marginalized history, a very rich history, but a marginalized one. So why would a marginalized group go around and start marginalizing other people? They don't do it. African Americans do not behave like these niggas. They don't. I've met a lot of African. They're smart, intelligent, worldly. Not these niggas. I don't know who these niggas are. African Americans don't go around making fun of people. They don't do it. Only bigots do. And we live in a climate now where bigotry is at an all-time high. Talking crap about other people is at an all-time high. They don't do it. So please, don't try to say you don't represent African Americans. In reality, when you go outside, you don't. African Americans do not behave like this. They don't say the stuff that you do. They don't run around making fun of people's accents, and they don't do that. Do you know who does it? Bigots, white racists. Y'all sound, you know what? Some of you do sound a lot like white racists. You know that? I've been noticing y'all sound very much alike, like white racists and bigots. I can't even tell the difference anymore. I read some of your comments. I'm like, wait a minute. What is this? What is this? And now, y'all gonna let a lame nigga call out Carmelo Anthony. Do you know why he called out Carmelo? Because it feeds his narrative. Yes. Why he ain't call out Dwight Howard? He said, this is what happens when you get to a place of influence. Okay, but Dwight Howard got to a place of influence. Why you ain't saying nothing about him? Why you ain't saying nothing about Dwight Howard? Why you ain't saying nothing about Dwight Howard? Do you know why? Because if you're not claiming America, then you're not part of the group. If you're not claiming America, you're not part of the group. That's how these people think. Black people, African Americans don't think like these people. They don't. African Americans don't think like these people. They don't. African Americans don't run around with the flag on top of their head every day. They don't do it. I know them. They don't run around typing the flag comment in it. They don't do it. If you met an African American, they don't do that. This is some next shit. It's some next shit. Don't lump yourself in and say, oh, African American. They're not like this. There are a lot of educated African Americans that are calling out this nonsense. What is this shit about making fun of where people are from and saying this and saying, what is this? Okay, you found a group to now look down on? That makes you feel big, right? You want to look down on the Puerto Ricans and it's because you feel big doing that, right? That makes you feel better about yourself. It says a lot about you that you got to put down other people to make yourself feel better. It says a lot about you. that you got to put down other people to make yourself feel better. That means you ain't shit. That means you ain't shit. If you got to put down people to feel better about yourself, you ain't shit. You ain't. You ain't. Shout out to all the real African Americans out there that are open-minded, that are welcoming, accepting of others. Those are African Americans. I know the history. Some of you niggas clearly don't. We know what the freedom movement was and all. The history of Black America has always been about fairness and liberation. What are y'all talking about? Their movement ended up creating and opening doors for so many other races. They were not there running around telling you we're black and this and no. All they just wanted was to be treated fairly. What you niggas talking about, I don't know. That's not the African American history. I've read a lot of Cornel West books. I've read Malcolm X books. I've watched almost every Cornel West interview. I never heard him talk like you dudes. I used to listen to Dick Gregory passionately. I never heard him talk like you do. Now let's get to the larger picture. I got a lot to say. I'm sorry. I got to get this off my chest. Please, let me ask you the question. What is the purpose of all of this division? What is the purpose of all of this division and fighting? How much money you made since you started doing this? How much money you made since you started doing this? What change in the world have you created since you started doing this? Your idea of moving the black race forward is everybody should go stand where they are and everybody figure it out on their own. Okay, cool. So then why are you pissed off at Carmelo Anthony? Why does if Carmelo Anthony woke up tomorrow and said he wants to be a GOAT, why do you care? You said everybody should stay where they at. Why do you care? Why do you care? You said everybody should stay where they're at. So why do you care? Somebody came in the comments, a video we did about a year or so ago. I was reacting to what Shannon Sharpe had said. And I was talking about his accent. And I said, oh yeah, by the way, Shannon Sharpe is Nigerian. I said, Shannon Sharpe is Nigerian. Do you know what somebody wrote in the comment section and said to me? He said, why are you mentioning the fact that he's Nigerian? He said, why are you mentioning the fact that he is Nigerian? The bigger question you need to ask yourself is, why does it bother you? Why does it bother you? Shannon Sharpe could have been from Antarctica. I don't care. See how that works? I actually don't care where people are from. I don't care. You niggas do. Now, somebody keeps typing their father's name, Tether Babble, in the comment section. Let me give a quick shout out to Tariq Nasheed. Because you niggas think somebody afraid to say this nigga name or something. Like he gonna pop up like the boogeyman. Let me say this nigga name real quick. Tariq Nasheed, you niggas pops. You niggas pops. You niggas quote Tariq more than you quote the Bible. You quote that nigga more than you quote the Bible. I don't understand it, bro. Niggas running around quoting this nigga like he Jay-Z or Biggie or somebody. Any little thing he say, you niggas run around the internet, be typing it, feeling like you doing something. Let me talk to this nigga Tariq real quick. Y'all can send it to him. It don't matter. Don't matter. Tariq Nasheed. I think Tariq Nasheed is an agent of destruction. I think Tariq Nasheed is an agent of destruction. I don't think he's here to uplift the black race. I think he is here to separate and cause confusion. That's all I think he's for. In all of what he does, I've never heard anything about pushing the black race forward. Nothing. I've never heard any ideas, any business plan. Nothing. It's always about this group over there. I'm going to fight with this group over there on Twitter. I'm going to say it. And at the end of that 3-hour Twitter conversation, what did you accomplish? How much money you made? What business deals went down? Nothing. His own deal is just to separate. Everybody's over here. Everybody's over there. Okay, fine, Tariq. Everybody's separated now. Now what, nigga? Hey, yo, dogs, what comes next? Hello? Is this on? Shout out to Rob Parker. What comes next? Nothing. Nothing but a bunch of platitudes. Yeah, we're going to stay over here and we're going to stay over here. All right, bro, you got everybody to go to the island. We're here at the island. We hype. My nigga, there's no food on this island. There's no food on this island, bro. We over here. What are we doing? What's the big plan? There is no plan. There is no plan. What's his plan? What's his idea? What's his initiative? Say it in the comment section. What is the big move? What's the big move? Opening up a museum? A museum? Whoever moved their race forward by opening up fucking museums? Whoever did that? He's not even talking about opening up a bank or building a hotel or starting their own currency or trying to go build their own city. Nothing like. He's talking about fucking museum. A museum. Who is that benefiting? Okay, delineation, my nigga, fine, you delineated. What's next? I can say, okay, I'm a Nigerian. I delineated. What's next? This nigga over here can say he Haitian. He delineated. What's next? He can say he Jamaican. He delineated. What's next? There is nothing next. There is nothing next. Y'all can send it to that nigga. Y'all can send it to him. That nigga don't matter in reality. Send it to him. He gonna call me a tether? Are you serious? Me? A tether? What did I tether off of? What did I tether off of? I started my YouTube channel in Nigeria. My father's a multi-millionaire. He never made a single fucking nickel in America. Never even lived there. All my uncles is millionaires. They never lived in America. What the fuck is he talking about? What he gonna say to me? He can't say nothing to me. That nigga can't say nothing to me. He can't say nothing to me. He can't say I'm latching on. I don't even live in America. He can't say nothing to me. He can't. He can't say nothing to me. He may be able to say it to the next person, not me. Oh, dude, who just tether? Tethering to what? I live in Nigeria. What am I tethering to? What am I tethering to? I live in Nigeria. What am I tethering to? What am I tethering to? I'm from the continent of Africa. If anything, you tethering to me. But you don't know it. How can you call an African a tether? How can you call the original man a tether? Make it make sense, my nigga. How can you call an original man a tether? So were the enslaved Americans, were they tethers too? Were the enslaved Americans, Africans, were they tethers too? Because they came from somewhere, right? Them enslaved Africans, they came from somewhere. Right? Are they tethers too? Are they tethers too? To what? What am I tethering to? Say it. Y'all keep repeating what your pops is saying. What am I tethering to? Say it. Y'all gonna let this lame nigga talk about Carmelo Anthony? The nigga that was talking about he a pimp. He pimping you niggas. You niggas running behind a pimp. He wrote a book on how to be a pimp. My God. On how to be a pimp. Are you even serious? On how to be a pimp. That's who y'all running behind? Oh my God, bro. Now they're going to do this to Carmelo Anthony. Making fun of him. Making Hispanic accent jokes. You niggas is disgusting. You niggas are disgusting. Y'all acting just like the racist whites. Not all white people, but I don't see the difference between you and racist whites. I don't see the difference between y'all. I don't. Y'all act just like racist whites. Instead of worrying about all of these tethers and you need to go worry about these coons that's running around. Go worry about them. These dudes ain't got nothing to say in the comments, bro. They just gonna keep typing, you a tether, you this, you that. They got nothing to say. They gotta go type this nigga and go look for one of his lives. Let me look at the new thing Tariq Nasheed said so I can go repeat it. So I can go type it in somebody else's live. They ain't got nothing else to say. Y'all gonna let this lame nigga call out Carmelo Anthony? Carmelo Anthony, what's next? God forbid they find God forbid LeBron James ever does a lineage. I can't even say the damn word test. God forbid if LeBron James ever said, "Oh, I'm going to do a DNA test," and I found out that I'm from the Congo, these niggas will have a heart attack. They will have a heart attack. What? LeBron is from Congo? Oh my God, I'm gonna kill myself. What? LeBron is from Congo? They will collapse. Kawhi Leonard talked about he got South African lineage. He a tether too, huh? What about Nipsey Hussle? He a tether too, huh? Nipsey Hussle. Why don't you drive your gangsta ass over to the 60s and run around talking about Nipsey Hussle a tether? And watch how quick they clip your ass. Go over to the 60s and be like, yo, Nipsey Hussle, you a tether. Go over there and say that shit. Go over there. Go over there and say it. Go over there and say it. They ain't got nothing else to say in the comments. All they keep talking about, oh, he's saying something crazy. He a tethered it. I'm not hearing anything. Y'all are not saying nothing. Y'all are not saying nothing. Y'all are not saying nothing. The dude went on Vlad and made an embarrassment of himself. They said, isn't Drake a FBA? This dumb nigga said, no, he's not. And Vlad was like, but wait a minute. You said the definition was at least one of your parents got to be FBA. He goes, yeah, I did say that. But then I also said you got to be from the land. What the fuck are you talking about? The land? And y'all run behind him. Yeah, man, he said the land. Yeah, that nigga said the land. The land. He got to be from the land. How dumb are we? Just imagine if you and your girl go to Tokyo tomorrow and both of y'all are Americans. If you have a child in Tokyo, they can automatically become an American citizen. But under that nigga's logic, he's from Japan. This is the level of reasoning we're thinking with. According to his logic, if you're born in Tokyo to two parents, because now it don't matter if it's one or two, to two parents, as long as you're not from the United States, you're not an American. Who is stupid enough to adhere to this? He said, I'm reaching. No, that's what he's saying. That's what he's saying. He said you were a tether, Charles. Get over. No, I know, bro. I can't tether. I don't tether on. I'm an African man, bro. I don't tether to nobody. I don't tether to nobody. Who am I tethering to? I'm from the continent of Africa. How can I tether to anybody? How? And I'm not ashamed to say it like some of y'all are. So how? How can I tether to you when I'm from the place where it all started? How? Make it make sense. How? Somebody said Drake is a Canadian. No, you're a dum-dum. Drake is a Canadian and an American. He's called what they call a dual citizen. That's what Drake is. Drake is a dual citizen. He may have been born in Canada, but through his father, he is a Canadian and an American. That's a dual citizenship, dumb. You would never know this because it sounds like a lot of you niggas never even traveled anywhere. It's unbelievable. I can't believe that this, of all of the smart blacks in America, this the guy they running behind. Nigga didn't even go to college. Oh my God, bro. But whoever paying him all that money to separate blacks, he's doing a damn good job. Whoever is paying that dude all that money to separate blacks is doing a fantastic job. He's doing a fantastic job. And y'all think this nigga's smart. That's the part that blows my mind. Y'all think he's smart. That's the most mind-blowing thing of it all. If they had a competition, if they brought Tariq to Nigeria and they had a competition for the top 1 million smartest people, he would not even make it into the top 50 million. He would not make it. If they had a competition for the smartest people, he wouldn't even make it into the top 1 million, 2 million, 3 million. He wouldn't even make it. Nobody that is smart thinks like that guy. Nobody. He sounds uneducated. Nobody. But if they had a competition for the top 1,000 stupidest people in the country, he will at least obtain the top 10. Y'all can share the live with him. Share the live with him. What that nigga gonna do? Nothing. He says, you would be a tether if you claim reparations. What is he saying there? You would be a tether if you claim reparations. I think what he's saying is, and I could be wrong, I think what the gentleman is saying you want reparations means you're tying yourself to enslave. You're part of the lineage of enslaved Africans that eventually became Americans. So if you're tying yourself, that's what I'm assuming. Okay, I don't get it. Explain it to me. Since you're so smart, bro, you've been telling me I don't get it. What does it mean, bro? Explain to me, bro. Explain to me in the comments. Y'all be talking a lot, bro. Y'all talk a lot. Explain it. Don't nobody type. Let me hear from this dude Sacred and this dude AB. Type it in the comments, bro. Let us see what you got going on in your noodles. Let me hear. Let us come up. We don't do StreamYard. Just say it in the comments. You ain't got to send no true super chat. If you leave a comment, I'm gonna read it so everybody can hear it. Leave it in the comments. Let me hear it in the comment section. I want them to type. Explain what that dude just said. The gentleman said, you would be a tether if you claim reparations. Explain what he said. Oh my God. Hold on. Did this dude just write an American would have had a conversation? I'm confused. An American would have had a conversation. What do you mean by an American? I'm confused. What do you mean by an American? I'm confused. Are you an American? I'm confused. Are you an American? A literal American. What is a literal American? What is a literal American versus a non-literal? What is a literal American, bro? Type it in the comments. What's a literal American? These niggas are so stupid. Type it in the comments. What is a literal American? Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Jesus Lord. This man said, you're Nigerian. You're not a descendant of American slavery. Okay. What don't you understand? You said a literal American. I'm confused. What does that have to do with being a literal American? Are people this stupid? Are people this stupid? You do understand if you're born in the United States, you are an American, right? You do get that, right? You do understand that, right? You know, once you're born in America, you know that makes you a citizen, right? Do people not understand this? I'm truly believing some of you people don't go to school, because I don't want to think that people go to school that would be typing this kind of stuff. A literal American? Well, isn't every American a literal American? What am I confused about? I'm gonna answer your question again, since this is so difficult for you, bro. You're saying, and where was Drake born? Okay. There are a number of ways you can be a citizen of the United States. One is you can be literally born there. We all agree with that. Another way you can be a citizen is you don't have to be born there, but if one of your parents is an American, you can be American. Capisci? Capisci? Do you understand that? Or do we need to put this in subtitles the way Hassan Campbell used to say it? You don't know that. He said, keep this video up. You threatened me? Yo, I almost said something, bro. I almost said something to you. 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 You sounded like you're trying to threaten it. Yo, don't be coming up here telling me you better keep this video up like you're gonna do something or you're gonna show it to somebody. Don't be threatening me on my shit, bro. Don't be threatening me. Talking about you better keep this video up. You better stop playing with me. Don't be telling me no crazy shit like that. Yo, you keep that video up. And what? I'm gonna keep it up. So what? Stop playing with me. I'm gonna leave it up. What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? I'm gonna leave it up. What's gonna happen? Drake is a Canadian. He said it. Son, I don't know what part of the Bronx you from, bro. I don't know. I never met nobody in the Bronx like you. I don't know where you from in the Bronx. I never ran into nobody from the Bronx like you. I never met nobody from Brooklyn like you. I never met nobody like that with this type of conversation, bro. I never met that. We don't, in New York, we don't be, oh, this he from Puerto Rico. We don't do none of that, bro. We don't do that. New York City's a melting pot. You dudes are sounding like weirdos on the internet because Carmelo shouted out his pops. You dudes got problems with that. Instead of standing up and be like, yo, this dude is reaching out to his dead father and paying homage to his father, y'all on some other shit. Y'all are on some other stuff. Like, come on, knock it off with all of this weirdo talk, bro. Knock it off. Knock it off. Ain't nobody listening to you. If you go outside, ain't nobody gonna have no conversation with you. What block you going on talking this talk you talking? Who's gonna have a conversation with you in the BX since you from the BX? Where are you going that you're gonna have this conversation and they actually gonna listen to you? Who are you having this conversation with? Shout out to Carmelo Anthony. Shout out to Carmelo Anthony for shouting out his pops, for not being embarrassed to say where he's from. Shout out to all the Puerto Ricans out there. Shout out to y'all. These dudes that's running around talking about, oh, Puerto Rico, this making them accents. They are not Black Americans, bro. That is not how African Americans behave. Please don't let what these dudes are saying on the internet reflect on everybody. This is not how we think. In New York City, we never felt this way. This is what they do. We don't know who these, we don't behave like that. I wanted to get that off my chest. I'm gonna leave the rest of these lame niggas on the internet. Y'all let this lame nigga call out Carmelo Anthony. What has he done for him to be calling out Melo? What has he done? The dude wanted to be a pimp, and he pimping you niggas. He pimping you niggas. Don't nobody got a copyright out on Nigerian, bro. Nobody. No, but I can write Nigeria down anywhere, ain't gonna be no copyright on that. That nigga got a copyright on the slogan he be saying. Then he was running around talking about it's a lineage. Then he said Drake's father's from America. No. Now it's not a lineage. Now you got to be from the land too. What? And y'all quote this nigga? Y'all quote this dude? I'm out, man. I'm out, man.